U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. The Prime Minister has U-turned more than a drunk driver during a police chase. Well, let's have a look at the U-turns since you've been in office, Prime Minister.
More than 19 of his major pledges broken. Illegal crossings hitting 1,000 daily. Migrant hotels are full, and machete attacks are at a historic high. All of this under a Prime Minister who claims he needs 9 more years to finish the job.
Right now, the political temperature across the United Kingdom is rising fast. Just minutes ago, new information began circulating that has triggered intense reactions in several districts, with growing anger, confusion, and fear over what many are calling a major breach of trust by the government. At the center of the storm is Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and a list of 19 promises that were reportedly made, publicly and privately, but are now being described by critics as broken or abandoned. As the details began to spread, reactions were immediate. Social media platforms lit up with videos, commentary, and messages from residents across multiple districts, some expressing outrage, others demanding answers, and many asking the same question: how did it get to this point so quickly? According to reports, the promises in question span key areas that directly affect everyday life. Housing, local funding, energy costs, public safety, transport, and cost of living relief are all said to be part of the list. These were commitments that many voters believed would bring stability and relief after years of economic strain. Instead, the exposure of these alleged broken pledges has left many communities feeling misled. What makes this moment particularly volatile is the timing. Many districts are already under pressure from rising prices, stretched public services, and local budget cuts. When news emerged suggesting that nearly 20 promises tied to these same issues may not be delivered, frustration boiled over almost instantly. Eyewitness accounts described tense scenes in some areas, with emergency services on alert and local authorities urging calm. While not every district has seen physical unrest, the emotional response has been widespread. People feel ignored, sidelined, and increasingly disconnected from those in power. Political analysts say this is not just about broken promises, it's about credibility. In modern politics, perception can be just as powerful as policy. Once trust is damaged, restoring it becomes exponentially harder. And right now, trust appears to be eroding rapidly. Supporters of the Prime Minister argue that many of the promises were conditional, dependent on economic factors or parliamentary approval. They point to global pressures, inherited challenges, and unforeseen constraints. But critics counter that voters were never presented with those caveats during campaigns or public addresses. As leaked information continues to circulate, opposition figures are seizing the moment. Calls for explanations, emergency parliamentary sessions, and independent reviews are growing louder. Some MPs are demanding full transparency on what was promised, what changed, and when those decisions were made. Meanwhile, local leaders in affected districts say they are caught in the middle. Councils that plan budgets and projects based on expected funding now face uncertainty. Community organizations warn that delays or cancellations could hit the most vulnerable residents hardest. The media response has been relentless. Newsrooms across the UK are dissecting each promise, replaying clips, quoting statements, and comparing past commitments with current policy positions. Every contradiction is being scrutinized, every delay amplified. Public reaction continues to intensify. Many residents say this feels like a breaking point, not just politically, but socially. Years of economic stress have left little room for disappointment, and patience is wearing thin. What happens next may define Starmer's leadership. Will there be a public address, a clarification, a reversal? Or will the government attempt to ride out the storm, hoping attention shifts elsewhere? Experts warn that ignoring the situation could deepen divisions. In the digital age, stories like this don't simply fade. They evolve, gather momentum, and shape long-term narratives. As of now, officials are urging calm, asking the public to wait for verified updates and formal statements. But the mood across many districts suggests that calm will not come easily. This is a moment of reckoning, for the government, for local leaders, and for citizens who feel their voices are no longer being heard. The coming days will be critical in determining whether trust can be rebuilt or whether this exposure marks the beginning of a deeper political crisis. We will continue to follow this story closely, bringing you verified updates as they emerge, because when promises are broken at this scale, the consequences reach far beyond politics. They reach into homes, communities, and the future of the country itself.